IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with kids. Did you know that kids understand the concept of ownership of items by the age of 18 months? That is, when they can fathom the difference between what is theirs and someone else's. By the age of 2, they're going around the house trying to own everything in sight. Mine, mine, mine is all the parents hear, and no wonder it is called the terrible twos. What is interesting is that when ownership is learnt, a lot of conflicts arise internally. Fights for what is mine and yours. Kids learn to steal. Ownership is such a fundamental state of being human. What I find fascinating is how in many nomadic tribal cultures, the concept of individual ownership didn't exist. It was all owned collectively by the tribe. All the pots and the tents and weapons were collectively owned. Even the children were collectively owned. There was no concept of my child and your child. Now don't worry, this podcast is not going to be about minimalism and shopping less or owning fewer things. I'm not going to guilt you into any of that. I'm saving that for another episode. Today, I want to talk about all the things we attach to the word my. There are so many aspects of our life that we attach the word my to that are unnecessary. I so often hear clients talk like this. My diabetes is under control. So, firstly, congratulations on having it under control. But secondly, and more importantly, what do you mean by my diabetes? Like it is something that you want to possess. As soon as you use the word my, you are linked with the illness, and there is no releasing yourself from it. How will it ever leave you if you so proudly claim that it is yours? Similarly, when people talk about cancer, my cancer has been treated. Do you want to own cancer? Why on earth would you use the word my to describe it? Then people take it a step further. They say things like, I am an insomniac or I am a diabetic. So now, not only do you have the illness, but you are the illness as well. Did you notice that? They have become the illness. I am a diabetic. Words are very powerful things. The words we use describes what we are. They have the ability to manifest things because they prime the brain to look out for these things. My sweet tooth makes me eat all the sugar around. Means that you identify as a person who has no control over the sugar intake. So now, how will you ever break free from its clasp? You will notice people use possessive adjectives for all sorts of things. My bad knee. My leaky gut, my inability to focus. Instead, let's take a look at the way shamans or tribals look at illnesses. They believe that the illness entered the person's body. The illness is a separate entity from the person, that the illness has taken control over the person's body, not that the body has become the illness, or that the body has developed an illness, as we think about in today's world. I think it is a far more powerful way of accepting and dealing with illness. You have diabetes, or you are infected with cancer, or you are suffering from depression. So your simple habit to creating a healthier life starts by deciding what are the things you want to own. Do you want to own illness? Or do you want to give it away or lose it? Do you want to own your inabilities, have them become who you are? Or worse yet, identify and become all the negative things around you. So catch yourself when you use the word my. Stop trying to own everything. It's time to leave that 2-year-old kid inside you alone and just grow up. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे पॉडकास्ट लगते हैं. नाम है फुटबॉल शुटबॉल.
Presenting Football Should Ball, a show about three friends discussing our favorite game over a beer. Sometimes three, maybe even five. Hi, I'm Shiva, and with me are my two sidekicks, Gaurav Sapre and Karthik Iyer.
Sidekick? You mean like Batman's Robin or Van Persie Robin?
No, I mean like Alexis Sanchez, but with a little more skill than just playing the piano.
Ha! Just shows how the best players at Arsenal are mere bench warmers at United.
Oh, thank you, Iyer. But you're a Fulham supporter, so whenever you say anything to support me, I question my beliefs.
Just like how Griezmann would say, एक बार मैंने जो decision ले लिया, तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता.
Banter aside, we will talk match reports, transfer rumors, top controversies, fantasy football picks, and so much more. So grab a beer and tune in to Football Should Ball every Wednesday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Look! Up in the internet! It's a meme! No! It's a cat video! No! It's the Geek Fruit Podcast!
That's right, we interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, the Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.